Let's talk about sketchbooks today because I bet you we all have, or at least most of us have, a few more than we actually need or can use up. Today I'll be showing you all of my sketchbooks and it's quite the collection. Let's get started. Okay, before we start on them all individually, I want to give you the big picture here of what they all look like when they're all piled out here together. So this is going through my entire house, every shelf, coffee table, whatnot. And I at least think I've gathered them all, so here they are. There are so many, it's hard to even get the full effect of how many sketchbooks there are. And I didn't even pull out things like sketch pads. Yes, cat. Oh man, every time I go to film with you guys. Anyway, here they all are. I think that's all of them. I hope that's all of them. That's quite the collection of sketchbooks, wouldn't you say? That's a lot. Let's go through them individually and hopefully quickly, so this doesn't take all day. And maybe something will catch our eye that we'll want to explore further on this channel. We'll go ahead and do these two first. These have been featured on my channel, and I will link that in the corner for you and hopefully the description box below. But I painted on the front of this one. I think this was with acrylics, and this is some kind of markers that smeared a little bit when I put the sealant on it, but that's okay. So this is the sketchbook I leave in the living room on the coffee table, and anyone can draw on it. The rules are they got to put their name and the date, and so far absolutely no one has picked it up since I put it there, at least to my knowledge. Oh wait, someone did. Check that out. Nice. Okay, so at least somebody has picked it up. Hey, that was back in May, not too bad. So 2 whole pages since I put it out there for everyone. And this is a B sketchbook. It's not watercolor, it's just drawing. And it's neat because it's square and it has semi-thick paper. Oh, I forgot about that. That's so cute. Oh, these are fun. Yeah, I don't know what it is anymore, but it's pretty light drawing paper. And I really like the square size. I don't like the cover anymore though. I want to redo it. I think it's too bright for me. Now, I have not actively gone out and purchased all of these sketchbooks. Some of these came in art subscription boxes, so they were given to me without my choice. Oh darn. Anyway, this is a smart art. You've seen this a lot on my channel if you've been around for a while, because I use it, or used to use it anyway, quite often in order to plan out what I would be doing for that month's box. So any kind of art box that I got, I would try and use this to do the planning. Another one that came in one of those monthly art boxes was this Hanamule accordion sketchbook here. And you can see that's all I've ever done in this one. So this is watercolor paper. That's all I remember from it. This came in Jazz's box last year, so the smaller $99 box. And all I did was practice with some of the supplies that came in that, which I think were the polychromos pencils and some other random stuff. This also came in an art box. Toned gray is not something that I would instantly choose myself, but it was fun to play with, and they came with metallic pencils and metallic markers. And it looks like, I don't know, they kind of faded into the sketchbook a little more than I remembered them being, but that's all right. It says toned gray, but in person it kind of looks like it has a bit of a tan tint to it. So that's kind of interesting. It's not just the light, not just the camera, but it's a little more tan than just pure gray. I like it, just need to figure out what to use it for. This also came in an art box. This was the Sketchbox, I think, water media box, that big one that I got with all kinds of fun things in it. So I did use it once more in World Watercolor Month last year. Don't like the painting so much, but part of that was the paper fighting against me, because I believe it is sketch paper, but it's not watercolor paper, so I watercolored on it anyway. That's all right. This is really nice. It's a nice heavyweight paper, would be a great sketchbook if I would use my sketchbooks more. Yeah, there's that. Okay, I think I've separated everything else that has come in art subscription boxes. So this is the Strathmore Mixed Media long thing that we just received not that long ago, and I just did the little snake in it. I guess this is a sketchbook. It's also could be just considered a pad of long paper, so I wasn't sure on what to pull out for like pads of paper versus what could be considered a sketchbook, but anyway, there's that. This came in Smart Art box. And this is the one that I did my son's little portrait with just those 3 colors. And this is a fun sketchbook because the paper is thick-ish. It's not like watercolor paper thick, but it's thick and it's kind of soft. And I like that it's in a soft cover sketchbook. I think they're just really easy to slip into your bag or whatever you're carrying that day. So I like it, I just need to use it some more. Story of my life, I just need to use it some more. This says a sketchbook, so I guess we'll consider this a sketchbook. This was really old, and I did these few things in it. And these are on my channel somewhere. I'm gonna run out of links available to put up there for you guys, so you may just have to go watch my old art subscription box videos if you want to catch most of these. This came in a very old art subscription box way back when. You can see I used it even back in January of 2018. So it's been around a while, and just used it to kind of document my Mexico trip. This is something that I actually need to get out and finish with you guys because I started watercolors every single day of that trip, and then I sketched some. I guess I just sketched that one, didn't finish it, and then I wrote the diary part of the rest of the trip, but did not finish the trip completely in watercolor. So that is something that I definitely want to be doing on this channel. So if you don't want to miss that, definitely hit subscribe down below if you aren't already, and you'll be notified then if that video ever comes out. This one just came, it feels like everything is just came in an art subscription box as well. This was the Palettefull Packs. This is Hello Alice's artwork. And when I used this, I accidentally used it upside down, but you can't really tell from the cover, so you would have had to open it and see her little about the author there to know. So my first little stuff in here is at the very back, and it's upside down. So yeah, maybe I'll use it the correct way from now on. But again, it's a soft cover sketchbook, but this one is a lot thicker than the other one. So you can see the big difference there in thickness. So it depends on, you know, what you have for putting it in, but it's nice. I really like it. I like these soft covers. Didn't know if I should consider this one a sketchbook or not, but since it had the spiral binding, I put it in here because I guess you might use it as a sketchbook, but basically it is perforated, so you could just use it as pads of paper. This is Canson XL watercolor paper. This is what we were given at the watercolor retreat in Mexico that I went to. That was a really fun trip, and that video is on my channel as well. So this is everything we did on that trip in this particular sketchbook. And Canson paper is just nice to have around if you want to mess around with your watercolors and not use up your expensive paper. Your watercolors don't look all that great on it sometimes. I mean, the paint itself is still beautiful. It's just that it acts differently on this kind of paper, and you can really see that on that wave painting there. Kind of sits more on the top, doesn't soak in so much. Speaking of Canson XL, I have two Doodle Books made out of Canson XL paper. This one is just a watercolor doodle book, and this one is the same thing, just smaller. I don't have much done in there. And speaking of doodle books, this is not Canson paper, but it's just another doodle book that I made for you guys on this channel. So these are fun. I often will take these with me when I am going on a trip, just to have something real cheap and handy that if I want to scribble some color out or whatever, test colors on, I can do that, but I don't end up pulling them out and using them much yet. I would like to. More watercolor paper. I have this Be Creative sketchbook. This is 100% cotton paper, 140 pound. And so just some watercolor doodles in here, playing with them, and oh, just looks so beautiful on this paper. I think this might be Brusho. Don't quote me on that, but it seems like I remember that being Brusho. I think in your sketchbooks, what I've really enjoyed lately is labeling what the medium is that I used on it, because I've really enjoyed looking back at that, and I find myself asking, what was this? Over and over again on the ones that are not labeled. So you can see that I've tried to label it. I thought this was maybe core paint here, so put core with a question mark. Anyway, more doodling, but just a fun sketchbook to use because it's 100% cotton paper, and the paintings just turn out beautifully, and there's a ton of pages in here, and I'm not sure you can get this anymore, but you can try. I've seen B paper coming back out, so it's worth a try. More watercolor sketchbooks. I bought this on eBay. I showed this to you guys a bit ago, and I thought this was Fabriano paper, or Fabriano, however you'd like to say that. So the seller just basically had this stiff material that they put on for a cover, cut up the paper for the inside, and bound it with a spiral binding. It felt like it was kind of expensive at the time, so it's one of those things like, I don't want to use it until I have exactly the right thing to put in it. Well, whatever. Don't do that. That's ridiculous. But I have been using all of these more, so I haven't really needed that really nice quality paper sketchbook yet because I have all of these Etcher 100% cotton sketchbooks, and I love using these. In fact, in my beginner watercolor class, I am considering, as part of their watercolor supply requirements, having them get one of these sketchbooks instead, probably the big one. The paper I have them buy currently is nearly $30 as it is, so might as well have them buy a nice sketchbook. The problem I'm having with that whole idea is that we do a lot of things where they actually just need a sheet of paper loose from a sketchbook, and so I wouldn't want them to cut anything out of their sketchbook. I think that would be really sad, but it would be really nice for them to have a sketchbook like this. One of my students did buy it incidentally, and she's been using it for most of her class activities, and that's kind of what gave me that idea. I'm like, wow, that's really cool, because they'll just have this sketchbook forever that they started in and can finish in. Maybe I'll have them do that and have the college buy maybe some cheap looser paper that we can do our loose stuff with. More watercolor sketchbooks. This is the Paul Rubens 100% cotton, but it's hot press paper. So I have that along with this. It's the exact same thing, just in the smaller size with the pink binding. I have my little Santa upside down and my little quick trees there. And I have one more of these in a block, so I didn't pull it out because I don't think of a block necessarily as a sketchbook. All right, the Render sketchbook. I did feature this on the channel at one point, and we did this parkour marker test with it. And I didn't use the paper for that test. I used something different, but I did put the markers in here and play with them. So this would be an interesting one to get out and play with some more because it's a no show through sketchbook. So you can see that these are alcohol markers and they didn't even try to come through on the other side of the paper. And so that's what Render is known for, and definitely would be fun to try this out some more. This is a sketchbook by the Handbook Company, and I got this sketchbook because I used to watch Hello Alice, and this is her favorite sketchbook in the whole wide world. She absolutely loves it. And as for my opinions on it, I don't like it all that well. And then I was trying to do a sketch every day challenge for myself, and you can see I started that in, I don't know, 2018. I got like 2 days, skipped to 2019, and that didn't work out for me so well. But it's really thin paper. I guess it's not that thin. She uses watercolor and everything on it. I don't like it all that much, so it's not going to be the first sketchbook that I turn to. There's this one. This is the Stillman and Byrne Epsilon series. This is what I did all of my Inktober for 2 years in this sketchbook, and that is really fun. And all of these sketches are featured on my channel, so if you saw something in this quick flip through that you might want to see in more detail, definitely check out my Inktober videos. They're really fun. And this is the leftover sketchbook that I bought in order to add more pages to this one to make it work for the rest of the second year, because I had, I think, 11 or so pages left in this sketchbook after the Inktober first year, and I thought, well, I want to use those 11 pages, so I just pulled the pages I needed out of a brand new sketchbook, inserted them into this sketchbook, and now I have 2 years of Inktober here. So I do need to do something with the cover, give it a name, title, and whatnot. So this is all of the leftover for this, and it's still a nice, good-sized sketchbook. You wouldn't even know if you didn't know that pages were missing out of it, so I can use it for something. Speaking of cool sketchbooks, I have this one. This is a B Paper Company. So this is the same sketchbook as this one, just obviously in a smaller size. So it would be fun to do the cover of this one as well. So I guess that paper over there is 93 pounds, because it's exactly the same. I remember that. And, oh, it looks like I did Palettefill Packs July 2019. So that must mean I got this maybe in the Palettefill Packs July box. Really fun size sketchbook. There's this one, which seems like I've had around since I was a little kid. Has my maiden name on it, and I've been married for like 22 years. Oh yeah, 1990. Here's a sketch from me in 1990. 1991, 1991. Doodles, our old motorhome that it looks like a kid got a hold of and doodled on. Someone's dog, cat, 1991. So this is fun. Yeah, some of my weird old sketches. And then, oh yeah, I drew this guy and I decided he looked like a prisoner, so I gave him a prison number. Cool. That one wasn't mine. That is a JRW. That's the initials to my brother, but I can't imagine him sketching, but apparently he did. Aw. So yeah, this is fun. I bet there's a ton of pages left in here though that have not been used, and you can see the back sides of all these haven't been used. So I was not scared to just open things up and doodle. That was in 1992. I wish I would do that more, because I would be a better drawer if I would just pull things out and use them just without worrying about everything. So yeah, interesting. Not great, but oh, it looks like then the kids maybe got into here and started using the sketchbook too. Yeah, because this is not my drawings. They look like Riley's, my now 16-year-old that is about to turn 17. Vicky is my mom's name, so I'm not sure who did that. That's funny. Well, we don't necessarily need a sketchbook tour. Yeah, guns. This was definitely Riley. Or Eric. Oh, I bet it was Eric, my oldest son. He's 25 now. Yeah, this definitely gives me Eric vibes, actually. Okay, another 1991 sketch. Oh well, that was a fun blast from the past, and lots of unused pages. Ignore the cat in the background. He thinks he wants outside. This is my son Jackson's sketchbook. We were starting to draw and stuff regularly in school, like the schoolwork I would do with the boys. But, you know, it worked for a while, and then a lot happened, and we ended up changing that whole system, so... Anyway, that's fun. That's his sketchbook. And then my other son, this is his, my youngest, and he's pretty well, yeah, there's some empty pages, but he's filled his sketchbook way more than Jackson. I'm so sorry about the cat. I know that comes through the video pretty loudly, but I just need to film, and he just needs to be quiet, but he doesn't know how to be quiet. Speaking of the boys, this is also their sketchbooks. You can tell it's dirty. So I pulled these out just so you could see we have them, and the boys had occasionally, this is in 2007, had occasionally drawn in them, but my son Jackson, this boy here, is not that interested in drawing or anything, so you can see that nothing's been touched in this since 2008. This is Riley's. He's more interested in drawing and still will pull out a sketchbook and draw, as you guys know. But this is all pretty old because he lost this sketchbook for a while. No, I guess not as old as I thought, 2015, although that is almost 6.5 years, so there you go. But anyway, he's much more interested in drawing than Jackson, so we see a lot more work done in his sketchbooks than we do in any of the other boys. It's kind of fun. He has all these teeny tiny drawings on this really big sketchbook, which is so funny. Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, this is one of my favorites. I love this one. Him and his dog. So cute. And his RC car. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, this one's kind of interesting. A little robot dog. So he's definitely got some talent. If he would have an interest in pursuing it at all, he could. That's 2017. Anyway, he could be pretty good. I mean, all of this is just drawn from him. These tires are done with the circle templates, but the rest is he just draws whatever he thinks is cool that day. I love it. I think this is just like a general family sketchbook here that's, oh no, it looks like mostly my stuff. So this must be my sketchbook from when we were doing school stuff. So I was teaching them like blocky ways to do trucks and things like that at first, and then we had like a cars and trucks book that we could follow. That's how we did this kind of thing, and that was their big pull-out ones that it kind of showed you in their sketchbooks. We did thumb art, more blocky trucks. It was fun to do that. This whole time you guys are probably thinking you have a cat trying to get into your own house because he's so loud back there. Sorry about that. Anyway, just simple ways of drawing things, motorcycles, snowmobiles, trash trucks, and so on. And then I tried to get them to do like a little bit of distance stuff. My son had a 1980 Bronco that I tried to draw, my mom's truck. So this is back in 2012, as you can see by the dates. I drew our little Suzuki Sidekick we had at the time, a bunch of other miscellaneous stuff. Oh, that one's kind of cool. Now this paper is really thin. You can see when I put it down, you can kind of see the ghost of the picture below it come through. Oh yeah, little drawing. It says for painters class, so apparently I took a class and we did a lot of drawing. So all my little thumbnails. Actually, I really like that one. I haven't looked at these in a long time. Back in 2013. Oh, this was that drawing textbook things, and that is it for that one. There's like nothing left else in there. This probably doesn't really count as a sketchbook, but it says sketch pad on it, so I pulled it out and it is not used at all. And the paper feels a lot like, it's similar to newsprint, just a little thicker. Does it say? Multi-purpose textured art paper, 50 sheets, 9x12. So Ben Franklin back in 1994 is what the tag says on it. It was on sale for $1.77. Hey, I missed one. This sketchbook I got in the Smart Art box. I don't even know when. There it is. Classic sketch pad. This one's probably nearly as old or older than that one I just showed you from Ben Franklin from 1994. Let's see who's drawn in this. Oh, that was me. That was not me. This is Riley. That's probably Riley. So yeah, it looks like Riley had a hold of this sketchbook for most of the time. He forges knives, so we have lots of knife sketches. Ground that I had that I did like my very first Smart Art box on. This is the sketch I did for that. That is on my channel. This is on my channel too. I did this with Posca markers on wood. Oh, this is on my channel too. I really love this one. It's so cute. This is using the Marabou art crayons when I transferred it over. So apparently, yeah, I've taken over this sketchbook a little bit. We have two more. We're getting close to the end. This one is not really a sketchbook, but I kind of used it as one, and I'll show you. I did my Inktober idea list in here for both, I think it was both the years. And, oh no, if I did motorcycle theme, I wrote those ideas down, and then if I didn't do a motorcycle theme that year, I had some other ideas, and then I drew all my thumbnails in here for that year, which was really fun. So these I kind of did ahead of time as I could and would think of them. Some of them I couldn't think of anything at the time, but this really helped that year go smoothly. That's all I did in that. The rest is just a lined notebook that I will someday probably use as a planner or not. Last one, I think. I bet you anything there's some that I've missed, but I've tried to look around and catch them. Well, you've seen this one. This is the one that I do the doodle paintings in. No, they're not doodle paintings. Dot card paintings in on my channel. And this is the Moleskine watercolor sketchbook. It has 140-pound paper. It's not cotton. It's not the awesomest paper to watercolor on, like overall, but I don't know. I have fun with it. And I think the paintings turn out just fine. You know, when you're doing small little studies with dot cards like this, it just works. It works fine. Of course, it would be more enjoyable in my Edger sketchbook, but since I started dot card paintings in this, I just want to finish them in this, and I think that'd be cool until I get it all used up. So we are getting there. This is like my most used sketchbook, which is awesome. That makes me feel good. Well, that's a lot of sketchbooks, and I would tell you, if you don't have that many sketchbooks, thank goodness. It is actually kind of stressful to have that many sketchbooks. I don't fully enjoy it, but they're sketchbooks. I'm not going to get rid of them. While I would love to sit here and tell you that, yeah, I'm going to use all these sketchbooks up, the only ones that I can probably guarantee you that I'll use up are my watercolor sketchbooks, because I love watercolor. I also know that I have a few sketchbooks most likely in my unopened art subscription boxes under this desk here. So hopefully not too many. That would really stress me out. Actually, I am missing one. He's gonna help us close out the video, apparently. What do you think of that? He's purring, and he's warm, and he's soft. Well, after that whole distraction, I have no idea where we are, except covered in cat hair. If one of these sketchbooks caught your eye and you'd like to see me play more in it, definitely let me know down below. I think it would be super fun to do that. Also, let me know down below what is your favorite sketchbook. I'm gonna go put all these away. That's not gonna be very much fun. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye for now. And maybe something will catch us. Anyway, why am I anywaying all this time? Some of these came in art subscription. There's that word again. So another one that came in an art subscription box. I hate that word. You please be quiet. There's so many of them, and now they're all on my floor because I just kind of put them on the floor when I was done talking about it. And I have to pick them up or the puppy will eat them. She's not really a puppy anymore. She's like 11 months old, and she's been on my channel. Soft. Love you. He's like, just shut up and let me outside. Yeah, you've been loud the whole video. Look at the camera. There you go. Oh, you almost looked. Oh, he kind of looks grumpy. Oh, now he looks sleepy. What?